See if there are any more key points in here that I need to cover. Then I'll go back through and hold it in place for you guys. Okay, I'm just going to grab this link and I will put it inside the video description. That way you guys can come back to the Record Searchlight and read it yourselves. If you go and look up, Google search FBI pedophile logos, you come up with this document. I believe that's the case number. Symbols and use and logo use by pedophiles to identify sexual preferences. So that's what this document is. Okay. This is part 2 of that document. Unclassified, law enforcement, sensitive. The girl lover logo depicted below is a small heart surrounded by a larger heart. Okay, we're going to skip down here because this is a child lover logo. The child lover logo, as seen below, resembles a butterfly and represents I don't know what that I have no idea. Gender, child abusers, the child lover, online media, activism logo. Also represented below is a general purpose logo used by individuals who use online media such as blogs and podcasts and webcasts. So this logo is a child lover logo. This is what's at the bottom of the page. These are some of the logos you're supposed to be looking for. This information is all over online. This is the logo for Children's Legacy Center. This is Bill Johnson's sister-in-law running. That's her right there. This is the current building that they're in. When you're going into downtown, coming off of 44, just past the Civic Auditorium, going into downtown on the right-hand side. That's the butterfly logo on their front door. Each of those stars have designs inside of them that have to do with the Kabbalah that gives them magical powers. It is a type of hypnotism. Following that, you're watching design patterns that you've been programmed to trust, and those patterns coincide with the way that occultists can control fallen angels and demons. So you're trusting these people based on the patterns of those stars and the understanding that those people are honorable that are working those positions. It's a type of sigil magic. You're being hypnotized. None of these people. Okay, so Satan disguises himself as a worker of light, a light worker, the top of Freemasonry, the fallen angels, and his followers disguise themselves as workers of righteousness. These people are pretending to be righteous, going and helping to defend the children. Well, it wasn't specifically aimed at this group, but when the fawn fire happened, I got evacuated for whatever it was, 5 or 7 or whatever it was days, and I went over and stayed at my parents' house during the fawn fire. When I came back from the fawn fire, I had already set up to have a yard sale, and so I put all my stuff outside, and everybody that showed up to my yard sale, I asked them what their thoughts were on Bethel, and one lady started crying. She stayed inside her car. Her husband was outside shopping and we were talking. And I asked them about Bethel, and she said, I'm a nurse in Redding, and I have to deal with child abuse victims from Bethel's cult on at least a weekly basis and sometimes multiple times in a week because that group is sexually assaulting little girls. And this I can't do the 2 or 3 witnesses. I can't bring those people back to my front door to be able to say something or on video or whatever. But I can tell you that that conversation happened, and I wouldn't be saying it unless she said it in front of her husband. Because she said it in front of her husband and the reaction that I saw on her face when she was saying it, I'm going to trust that what she's saying is real, and I'm going to connect it directly back to these guys that are doing the judges right now are taking children away from their loving families and giving them to monsters. And I don't say that flippantly. There's one couple in Redding that I know that I've known through. I used to manage a military surplus store in town, and the one of the customers is now being given children that have been taken away from their parents, and this guy will wear lingerie and that stuff in front of the kids and does all kinds of weird stuff. And I've already been to the sheriff's about other things that have been going on in Redding that I have proof of, and they've completely blown off information that I gave them, including the getaway driver in the Red Bluff bank robbery. um, he told me that he did it. His sister knows that he did it. The whole family was scared because he disappeared for a week after the robbery. But when I go to the sheriff's and explain this to them, they do nothing. Um, Now, the older brother, that the getaway driver's older brother, was just murdered by the girl that was the bank robber, and nobody's paying attention to the connecting points of how the story actually maps out. So these people are using their power and influence to take children away from people who actually love them and put them in the hands of monsters. And they claim to be righteous. This is the group. I don't know if this is the current group. This is the group that they have posted.